or so later, you drag one out and you wrap it around your head.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday.
Yeah, instant. The effect is instantaneous, and you're comfortable. And then you dab your body down with that. And if you're still a little bit worried about that, you can do 4 of those during the course of the day.
Hang on. Something just got said then. I'm just about to go to bed. Matt, what did you just say?
What did I just say? I don't know. What did I say? I have no idea.
Merle's here?
You said it's hot here.
Yeah.
And then you said something else.
I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, mate. Wasn't anything controversial, I don't think.
You
Not
said
only was Matt not listening, but everyone else wasn't also listening to Matt.
You said it's hot and it's still.
Yeah. It's still. There's no wind. There's no air breeze. There's no breeze.
1,000 mile an hour wind.
Yeah. What?
Still. And it's hot.
The air is still.
I don't think he was referring to the Earth. He was referring
the sun's just bearing down on you.
Well, I mean, boys.
Why are you being so cryptic?
Good point, Mel.
What's your point, mate?
Rotating.
You're on a stationary plane. You're on a stationary plane. Reality is bearing down on you.
Okay, Mel. Thanks.
It's still your words.
It's nap
It's
time.
still. There's no wind.
That's not what I meant, Mel. That's not what I meant, Mel.
That's exactly what you mean, because that's exactly what you said.
You can't tell me what I meant.
That's exactly what you said.
You can't tell me what I meant. You can't tell me that.
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah. The air is still.
That's exactly what's happening.
Right, so
Shut up, guys.
Are you saying
you guys are deluded freaks of fucking nature. Shut the fuck up. Matt said something.
Calm down.
What about when the wind blows, Merle?
What wind? I meant the wind. The wind is still
there.
Wind? That's an expression that we use here.
Merle.
Jesus wept.
Merle,
how's that possible? How's that possible on a moving object? Shut up, guys. It's moving 66,000 miles an hour.
Perfect.
I'm not going to have this conversation with you because right now you're acting like a dick. All right, so just stop.
You guys are dumb.
Stop it.
Stop being dumb.
Motionless.
Stop fucking deluding yourselves.
Jesus, Mel, will you calm down? It was just an innocuous. It was just an innocuous comment I made. It's called still. It's what this expression that we use here, Mel. Calm
what does
down.
Still mean?
Jesus wept.
Hey, Matt.
That means the air is
it's still Earth. It's still air. It's an expression we use here in Northern Ireland. Right? Calm down. Calm down.
Your own experience.
I'm not denying anything. I'm just saying it's still air. It's an expression, Mel.
You said it's still.
You just
Mel, I respect you.
There's no wind. That's what you said.
No, listen to me. Right now, I'm not going to have this conversation with you, right? Because right now, I respect you, but you're acting like a dick, all right? So stop it.
You said it's hot
and
still, and there's no wind.
You're acting like a dick. It was just a innocuous conversation, and it's just something that we say here in Northern Ireland. It's called still air. It's still.
And I'm pointing it out to you, and now you're denying reality. And all your mates are just going to pretend like it didn't happen.
Like a dick. Carry on.
You guys are just going to pretend like this didn't happen.
Fucking hell, Merl. What has gotten into you all of a sudden? Jesus wept.
Hey, Merle.
Reality is fucking knocking, guys.
Cool.
Sorry.
Christ almighty.
It's not going away.
Merle, I got a question
next
for
week it'll still be knocking.
You can drink yourself into a coma or smoke yourself into oblivion. You can't escape reality. Shut up, Chris. You're a reality denier too.
I'm telling people to shut up, Merl. What's wrong with you? Shut the fuck up yourself.
You fucking need to stop denying reality.
Are you acting like a dick?
Stop it.
Why are you acting like a dick, Merl? Stop it.
Why are you denying reality?
Fucking
why?
hell.
Why do you do it? Why do I'll go in 1 second. Why do humans deny reality? Answer me that.
That's why I'm.
Why do humans deny reality? I want to know this.
Why is it still
the wind's blowing here
in Chicago?
Bro, remember to take your meds before you go to bed.
Right. So why do humans deny reality? Shut up, Chris. You don't add to the conversation, Chris. Why do you deny reality, Chris? Why do you do that?
It's still here.
Would you prefer to watch your dreams on a computer screen, Chris? You know, you're a dreamer, mate. You believe in fantasy.
But not still in Chicago.
Why do you do that, Chris? You know, when it's obviously not moving. They got pointed out to Gem today too.
Where I live, but
it's not fucking moving. You got a real big problem. It's obvious. It's not moving.
Go to bed.
It's not moving, guys.
Okay, Merl, we heard you. We heard you. We heard you.
Everyone knows.
This is stupid.
This community isn't made of that many people. I could ask most people in this community, do you think the Earth's moving? Yes or no?
Yes. So what? Who cares if you ask?
You guys don't have the get out of jail free card that you can just plead
in Arizona, but not
ignorance. You
Chicago,
can't plead ignorance. You're in this conversation.
Yeah.
Bro, have you brushed your teeth?
You don't have that option anymore. Any of you fucks need to get real.
Make sure you also tinkle before you go to bed.
It's still here in Arizona, but it's not still in Chicago.
You're going to plead willful ignorance, right?
Mel, calm down, for fuck's sake.
Willful ignorance of the heliocentrists. Gee, Gem, they are so strong. What a formidable group of people this is, Gem. They don't even stand on their own principles.
They're so weak. Merl, that's how weak they
They
are.
lie to themselves. They know the Earth's not moving. It's obvious.
Bye, Merl.
I got a
You're a
question for you.
fucking dumb cunt, Lael. You always have been. The only fucking people who entertain you,
same pod.
Flat Earth would not fucking put up with your bullshit, Lael.
I can't hear him.
So, hey, Moyak, how is it possible that it could be still in Arizona, but not still in Chicago?
Oh my God, deep thoughts, man.
Oh my God, only part of the Earth is still. The other part is moving.
Holy shit.
You guys know it's not fucking moving. You're not that fucking dumb.
Plate tectonics. I don't think 4 millimeters a year
you need a
equals 30 mile an hour
scientist.
wind.
You need a scientist to show you a picture of it, right? Before you'd realize if it's moving or not. You need someone on TV to say it's moving.
Pretty sure a picture can't tell you whether an object
figure that out
is
for
moving or
yourself,
not.
can you?
YouTube to tell
None of you can figure it out for yourselves. That the Earth's still, like Matt just said, and there's no wind. So if it's still and there's no wind, it's not traveling 66,000 miles an hour through a fucking vacuum in a void, is it?
Show me evidence that it's not.
Bro, look up the concept of relative velocity. Delta V equals V2 minus V1.
Why do you guys eat this out?
I know.
Why do you eat this out, guys?
Merl, why are you preaching? Merl,
you've lost.
Why are you preaching?
It's over.
Why don't
Merl,
you look?
You're just talking out of your ass.
It's over. The sham is over. The curtain fell. You're in the fucking nude, and you're disgusting.
It's nighttime. You can go out and look at the Southern Cross right now.
Ugly.
And tell us what
don't
direction
look
My
good.
girlfriend thinks I'm hot in the nude.
Well, stop lying to her. Tell her the Earth's not moving, dude.
You're lying to us.
The Earth's not moving. Am I lying? Am I?
Evidence.
Yeah. Am I lying? Say it's moving.
We know
Say
the
it's
Earth's
moving.
The Earth is moving, Mel. We know it's moving.
I'm not lying.
Give me evidence that it's not.
That's not true. That's not a true statement.
Ice Cube, you're lying now. It's the same exact principle.
He just said it's still and there's no wind. That's impossible on a globe.
No,
it's
he was referring to
impossible.
it being still because there's no wind. Not that the Earth is still, but still as in there's no wind where I live.
You can be driving your car going 60 miles down the road and there's no wind in your car. Wow, that's amazing.
So when I wake up, when I wake up tomorrow, when I wake up tomorrow, you're all going to be in here pretending it's a globe again, aren't you?
And Merle's going to be in his car pretending like the air is moving 50 miles an hour around him when the windows are closed.
See, Jim, it's a weird game, isn't it? When they've lost, they can't. It's like they're sore losers. At least you shook Jason's hand today. These guys are sore losers. When they lose, they can't admit it.
I don't think
it's
lost.
over.
I don't feel that I lost. I don't think
you didn't lose.
I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody got the better of me there in conversation at all.
I think the cameraman. The cameraman kind of avoided you.
I'm saying at the end of the exchange.
I think I'll be on some of the other live streams. I think I'll be on Trinity's, and I think I'll be on Adam Meakin. He was getting me right from the start, and I think he was outputting to Oakley's show. So I don't know, was anyone watching Oakley's?
I just I breezed through it a while ago, and I couldn't find anything on it.
What's it going to take for you guys to concede?
I've already told you, Merle. Why don't you ever listen to the things I say?
I want to know what it's going to take.
I'll
concede the entire flat Earth.
Merle, I'll concede to what you're saying if you give me evidence that the Earth is not moving without showing me some random flat Earth video claiming that it's not.
So you can't tell. Is that what you're saying, Chris? You can't tell if the Earth's moving or not.
No, what I'm saying is I want you to provide me evidence.
I'm asking you, Chris. Can you tell if the Earth's moving or not? Yes or no?
Well, you're the one that made the claim that it is not moving. I want you to
you
provide evidence for your claim.
Chris. You don't know, right? You don't know.
You did.
If you knew and you were sure, you'd just say it.
Merle,
you're not sure, are you?
No, I said it. I'm sure. We're all sure.
You're 100% sure that the Earth's moving.
Evidence.
Absolutely.
Some flat Earth video of some guy claiming
this information.
Merle, do you want to convince me or most of us here? It's very simple. Just give me a model that works, that matches the observations that we have of sunrise and sunsets, of celestial observation to the stars, and everything else that we experience on the Earth. Give me something.
The Earth's not moving.
No, that's not. No. I said, give me a model that I can use to make predictions with.
The Earth's not moving. That's a fact.
Not a model, Merle. Yeah. That's a statement.
That's a fact, though.
Bullshit
it's
statement.
A fact,
just
though.
belief.
And it's true.
Merle,
and
it's
give me
a model
true.
that works.
So when are you going to concede? What's it going to take?
I told you for the third time. Give me a model that
prove
works.
It. We can prove it.
Yeah.
Then give me a model. If you have something, you should be formulating into a model that I can use to make predictions.
Why is Left Lane asking how? How can we
prove us that answer?
Well, how can you prove it is?
Provide evidence that would prove it.
How can you prove it is?
If you could just say that it's flat, I can just say that it's round.
If you have no wind, you have no wind, and the descriptive word was stillness. How is that possible on something that's rotating at 1,000 miles an hour and orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour? How is that possible? Explain.
Because it's rotating once per day, and it orbits.
No. That's not explaining. You have constant motion.
Why ask a question that you received the answer to before and you never listened?
Because you're not answering the question. You're obfuscating and making an excuse. This is what you guys do.
You've been given answers
every day,
and you don't accept them.
You do this every day.
Hearing your voice, and there's no point trying to tell you the same thing again and again.
Don't lie. Just be honest and concede that the Earth isn't moving. We know this.
We are not.
It's obvious.
We are not mentally ill.
You guys can lie all you want.
We haven't had the trauma that you've had. I'm sorry. We haven't.
No. If I went out into public with a megaphone and I said, "Is the Earth moving? Yes or no?" to the public, what do you think they're going to say?
It doesn't matter, Merl.
What do you think they're going to say? It doesn't matter that there's human beings who can't tell if the Earth's moving or not.
Time for bed, Merl. Time for bed.
You're a fucking dumb fuck, Terman. You always have been.
No, you are just preaching. This is just.
I'm not preaching. Is the Earth moving? Yes or no?
I've said yes.
Concede.
Yes, it is moving.
You're lying, Jim.
Well, you can say that, but you have no. I mean, what's your explanation for retrograde motion? You don't have one, do you? You don't even consider it.
Is the Earth moving or not?
What's your explanation for retrograde motion? Look, Merl, if you ask that question again, I'm just going to mute you because you heard my answer. Yes, it's moving. Right? You don't need to. Right. Can you confirm that you heard that answer?
Concede, you lie.
Can you confirm that you heard my answer?
I can confirm it, and I can confirm that you are lying.
Right. Can you explain retrograde motion of the planets?
Why would I want to do that when we're talking about whether the Earth's moving or not?
You believe that that's what's occurring.
So you're running away.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you about something that has to be logically true if what you're telling me is true, that I'm wrong about this and the Earth isn't moving. Then the planets switch direction, the direction in which they're moving, and you need an explanation for why they would do that. Do you have one?
No, we're not talking about retrograde motion of the planets, Jen. We're talking about whether the Earth's moving or not. Let's just unpack this.
What the Earth is moving.
Yeah, we're unpacking it now. Your claim is it's not moving. Now you need to explain the retrograde motion of the planets because they are changing. If the Earth's not moving, then the planets are changing direction. So how do you explain it? Just admit that you can't. We can jump ahead then.
Well, I wouldn't even bother trying.
Well, there you go. That's where your idea falls down straight away, doesn't it?
Well, not really,
because our idea has explanatory power and predictive power. We can use our idea to say this event will happen in the future. And what you want to do is say, oh, well, discard all that and just go for I don't know and I don't want to know. And I don't think that that's useful to us.
Well, what I have proven is that when it comes to conceding about facts, you guys will lie and do whatever you fucking can to stop from admitting that the Earth isn't a globe. Now, the public are listening to this on YouTube. The public know that something's up. Now, you can't stop this, Gem. I know you love the globe. You can't stop it, mate. I'm taking it from you and flushing it down the toilet. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, Gem?
I'm going to take the piss out of you
as we speak.
You can't do anything about it.
I'm going to take the piss out of you for saying something so silly.
It's not real, bro.
Yeah. What you're saying isn't real, is it? The idea that you are going to flush a globe down a toilet, even if you're speaking metaphorically, you're wrong.
The Earth isn't moving, Jim. Everyone can see it.
You're just wrong.
Why can everybody in this community see this? Do you need a scientist to say,
because you're wrong people.
By the way,
it's not
because you're wrong people who have found a way of deluding yourself into thinking something's true, which is false, so that you can pretend that you're rebel freedom fighters, sticking it to the man with your special discernment and access to hidden information.
He just said it's hot in England, it's still, and there's no wind. That proves it.
The wind is still. There's no wind. It means it's still air, Merl.
There's no wind.
It doesn't prove a fucking thing.
It's quite windy up here, actually.
It's a common expression where I come from, Merl. When you say it's still, it just means the air's still. There's no wind, right? It's hot and there's no wind. That's all it means. It doesn't mean anything more than that. I'm not admitting that the world is still. That's not what I said, and it's not what I meant. Okay? So you're taking something completely innocuous and completely innocent that I said and twisted it and started preaching.
No.
Yes.
What you said is accurate. What you said is true. Now you're lying and you're embarrassed publicly on the internet.
What am I lying about?
Idiot globe mates.
What am I lying about?
You are a clique, a globe little cult on the internet. It's embarrassing. What you're doing is embarrassing.
Be quiet.
You should be embarrassed.
Listen to you talk. Why don't you let me talk? Right. What precisely have I lied about today?
You stated that in England, right now where you are, that it's hot, stifling. I've spoken to a few people there today.
Yes,
it's oppressive, it's still, and there's no wind. That is impossible on a rotating sphere.
What have I lied about?
Impossible.
What have I lied about?
There is a difference between possible and impossible. If you run at a brick wall, can you run through it?
Merl, I'm going to ask you one more time. What precisely have I lied about?
You are lying about the Earth moving.
I haven't said anything about the Earth moving today, have I, Merl? What precisely in the conversation?
And there's no wind.
Yes,
you can't even acknowledge.
What have I lied about in that statement, Merl?
Fucking being triggered.
No,
it's so
you're
obvious.
Triggered. You're acting like a complete dick today. I don't know what's gotten into you. You really are acting like a complete
when you say
honestly.
something is still.
It's a fucking innocent. I just explained to you what it fucking means, you colossal prick. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus
You're
Christ.
a dumb cunt, bro.
You're a dumb cunt, you fucking arsewipe.
You're a dumb cunt.
You're a dumb
Why
cunt.
are you a dumb cunt?
Grow up, you fucking arsewipe. Fucking hell, Merl. What is
cunt.
wrong with you? You're being a dumb cunt. You think the fucking earth is flat. You're a dumb fucking cunt.
I didn't say the earth is flat. I said it's not moving. Obviously, there's possible and impossible, and then I'll leave it. Right. So
I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
If
See you later.
something's possible,
bye, Merl.
right?
Have a good day. Go to bed and get some sleep. Get out of the heat.
Get fucked. I'm going to say my bit, then I'm going to fucking leave. Now, possibility is that the Earth is moving. Constant motion requires constant motion. You would have effects. Wind, constant wind, never stillness, because it's impossible on a moving object to have stillness. Can you concede on that point? Or are you too much of a dumb fuck to acknowledge that?
That's incorrect. That assumes
that is completely correct, and nothing you can say can change it.
Can I finish? That would assume that the atmosphere or that the Earth is rotating independent of its atmosphere, and it isn't. That isn't what we claim to be true.
Even if it was moving at the same speed, you could never have stillness.
We don't have perfect stillness, do we? Very rarely.
You cannot even experience stillness.
You probably
even
do
if
in
the
some spots.
atmosphere and planet, which it isn't, and it's not rotating, and they're not moving in lockstep. You can't prove that. So what we do have, though, is stillness.
Well,
we do have that. We do have that. We have glass water. We have demonstrable facts, possibility, and impossibility. Now, you don't have a globe. You don't have a lockstep atmosphere. You don't have retrograde motion. You don't have fucking jack. You don't even have a universe.
We don't need retrograde motion, but you're drawing a conclusion. Clearly,
Jim.
Can I finish?
It's over. You're
finish?
Embarrassing.
Can I finish? You're drawing a conclusion from a faulty premise, as I pointed out. Your premise was that the Earth is moving independent of its atmosphere, and it's not. So that being incorrect doesn't help you.
I'm not incorrect.
Well, that is incorrect.
I'm just here to show this room that you'll double down rather than concede, because your ego is that fragile. You can't just admit when you're wrong, and flat Earth is
that's
true.
What you're doing. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Because look, this isn't a matter of opinion. You are arguing a point from within our model. You are saying your model's wrong because if it was right, this would be happening. So you're arguing from within our model. It's published. These are agreed upon facts that you are arguing are not true. And you aren't establishing that, Merl, because your premise is faulty. You're taking You're taking what is true and then distorting it into something that isn't, and then using that to draw a faulty conclusion. But if your starting point is false, then your conclusion is likely to be false, or at least more likely to be false. Thank you. I have finished. Go ahead.
There's no desperate attempt. This is embarrassing for you guys, not me.
Are you going to respond to what I just said?
He's just going to keep showboating.
There's no faulty premise.
Well, it is a faulty
There's
premise.
possibility and impossibility.
So you understand that within our model, the Earth's atmosphere is rotating with the Earth. You understand that that is true.
That's a concept, yes.
Well, that's what we say is true. That would be our the mainstream model of the Earth, right?
Yeah, it's a concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rotation of the Earth in itself wouldn't cause there to be any wind, would it?
The rotation of the Earth would cause wind, yes.
Why?
Because it's in motion. It's an object in motion. If you're in a car and you wind down the window and you put your hand out the fucking window, you feel it.
Right, but that isn't analogous because in that situation, the wind that you're feeling isn't moving with the car, is it? Whereas we're talking about a situation where that wind is moving with the car. So imagine that situation. If the wind outside, if you'd got like a bubble of air somehow that was moving at exactly the same speed as the car, then you wouldn't feel any wind, would you?
Where can that be demonstrated?
It can't. It's a hypothetical.
Okay. So, I mean, because you could be sitting at a bus stop and a tornado could come, right? You're sat still, but the wind comes for you and surrounds you.
But I'm not
whips
arguing...
up all the grass and the leaves and chip packets.
Right, but I'm not arguing...
your hat off your head.
Right, but I'm not arguing that there's no wind. I'm arguing that there is no wind as a result of the Earth's rotation. Or, there might be some negligible result of that. I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but the Earth, there isn't one caused by the Earth rotating and the atmosphere not rotating, and so one is moving with respect to the other, and then that you would expect would cause a wind.
Yeah,
that's what I mean to say.
Well,
So
I mean,
could you use fluid dynamics as an example?
I mean, I don't want to give you a hard time about it, Jem. It's like, it's obvious to me it's not moving. I don't need to do mental gymnastics now.
Well, I'm not asking you to do
about it.
I'm not asking you to do gymnastics. You proposed a hypothetical and an analogy, and I just corrected your analogy to make it more analogous. I felt that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Well, couldn't you use fluid dynamics, Merl? Like if you think about how a river flows, but if you switched it to where the river stayed still and it was the actual, ground and everything else moving forward in the direction, you would have kind of the same effect, right? To where certain spots of the water, there is no movement, kind of like the wind. There would be no movement in certain areas. You'd have stillness, even though the surrounding areas are moving past it. There's like a drag, you know what I mean?
No, I've never been in a river because I used to do this, like go like down rapids, they're called. So there's a current. So the river is always flowing. It's never still.
But do you have areas in the river where there is stillness, where fish like to hang out, especially in a raging river? What do you call that?
I don't know. What do you call that?
There's a definition of that particular little spot where there's no movement, where the fish are actually safe. I can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
But anyhow,
Yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah, that's just one. I was just wondering if you knew what I was talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm not lacking in understanding. Unfortunately for you guys.
I'm not saying you
I
are.
I know the model. I know the conceptual framework of it. There's no evidence of the claim when it comes to this. Bob's gyroscope didn't refute human understanding. That's the problem. There's a real life experience of like when you're standing in wind or you're standing in zero wind, when you're standing still or walking down the street. We have a vestibular fucking system as well.
Yeah, that's a nice word. Now, Mel, you're absolutely.
It's not a nice word. These are facts. These are fundamental facts. This is not some guy who doesn't know what he's talking about. This is real. This is real life. When you're sitting on a chair, you're not moving unless you move. When you walk down the street, you are moving. It's just like the Earth. Now, the Earth isn't moving, obviously. You don't need a scientist or someone on TV to show you a picture to make it so. You need to trust your own fucking experience. Yes. And no one thinks it's moving. It doesn't appear to be moving because it isn't. It's as simple as that.
Literally you not understanding simple physics that makes you think differently.
No simple physics here. There's nothing to demonstrate. It doesn't appear to be moving. Why? Because it isn't.
No. In the real world, Merl, stillness is an absolute illusion.
See, that's the scary thing about this. It's like it doesn't appear to be moving, but we delude ourselves that it is. This is a mental illness problem. This is a brain dysfunction. So that's why I'm pushing back at Gem a little bit there. But I didn't want to direct all that animosity at him alone.
But it's something that absolutely has to be true, Mel. That's the problem. And the very first step of explaining the alternative, which you believe to be true, you fail at. And that should bother you. You should be bothered that we can explain stuff and predict stuff that you can't. That should tell you something.
But that's another thing, Gem. Like I can point out the flaws in the model. Like there are, and there's some glaringly obvious ones. We can't explain everything. There are though, Gem. They've been discovered.
But you're just walking past. You're just walking past this particular situation that I'm pointing out to you, where we have an explanation that has predictive power, and you're expecting people to exchange it for just I don't know and I don't care to know, and I think that should worry you, because I think it. At the very least, our explanation is more useful than yours. It's more complete than yours. So I don't know why you want a less useful, less complete explanation. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted.
I mean, I just see the enormity of the situation. Like, when it comes down to it, explanations don't even rate anymore. It's just got real. It's like milk isn't water, orange juice isn't lemon juice. It's like there's fundamental things that you need to be able to differentiate. So you need to know as a human being whether you're moving or not, and can you tell the difference? If you can't, where are you in your mind? If you can't even tell if you're moving or not, you don't need the establishment here. You need your own fucking discernment.
I can't tell there are radio waves, but there are radio waves. You know, there's loads of things I can't tell. You know, it's just
some people can pick up radio too on their teeth.
On the fillings. Well, I think that might be an urban myth, Brian, but nevertheless, it's not a human ability, is it? It requires metal in the teeth. But so you know, there are lots of things human beings can't detect. And as far as movement's concerned, our vestibular system only has a certain resolution, if you like. It can only detect movement up to a certain amount, right?
So they say.
Well, why would you think otherwise? Why would you think it's like unlimited, like the slightest movement you could detect? I don't think that's true. You know.
I wish it was a globe sometimes, Gem. I mean, I really do, but you know, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, mate. You know that. It's out.
Well, I think that's true to an extent. I think that the conspiratorial thinking is a trend now that has hit the internet. But I think, and I think we're maybe half a generation away from it becoming unfashionable, because I think I think there's a lot of people now, that a lot of the people that have got into it now are quite young, not all of them, but I think that those people will grow up and realize how unwise these ideas are, and then they will react against them. And they will make sure that their children are not exposed to them, etc. But I would agree. I think that there is definitely more conspiratorial thinking around, and I think it isn't just young people. I think it spans the age ranges. But the thing is,
yeah.
No, go ahead, because it'll become a long point if I don't. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, even today, you pointed that out to that lady. You said, you're stuck in a delusion you can't get out of.
Right. And I think that the thing is with conspiracy theories is what they do is they exploit a weakness in human reasoning that we know is there. And essentially they look to exploit that weakness. And that weakness is that we seek control over our environment, and also we seek simple solutions to what are often complex problems that don't have simple solutions. And conspiracy theories provide those. In a way, it's better to believe, right, that random bad stuff like horrible school shootings, that they aren't actually happening, that they're being planned and it's some evil plot by the government. That's in a way, that's a more comfortable feeling. For many people, it includes the idea that nobody's actually been killed or hurt. For some people, it doesn't include that idea, but it's still, in a way, better to think random bad stuff isn't happening than random bad stuff is happening. And especially if you're a person who's enlightened enough to know about how these false flags are occurring, you know they're not going to happen to you, are they? Sort of thing. So I think it's exploiting a weakness in our reasoning, is I will summarize by saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, can I just my final point, and I'm sorry that I've come in a bit hot there, but Debbie used to have her banner or name was Trapped in a Flat Earth Reality. And right. I think she's really ahead of her time. I think we'll look back at some of these characters. They're quite innovative, and really kick the doors off the hinges. But I know she has some batshit crazy stuff to say too. But just the concept of being trapped in a flat Earth reality, that's something I've had to address, and I've kind of had to denounce both of them, the flat Earth idea and the globe concept. And I think the only thing we can do as people now is call for reality and really be able to pinpoint all those things you're highlighting, Jem. I think if we know what our bias is, what our weaknesses are, and we can really hone in on these frailties humans have, their willingness to believe, to be led astray and caught up in internet cults and fads. You know, you're watching it unfold. You are an expert. You're right to challenge the flat. I mean, I'm not blowing smoke here. This is how we tackle this. And you make me better by challenging me. And sometimes I hope I make, you know, maybe not make you better, but it keeps you sharp. You know, we have to think and just, we can't just sit back and just think that like we've got all this sussed. I think that was the shock for me about flat Earth, that like, fucking hell.
Yes, well, all flat earthers are idiots. We know that, Merl. But what you got going there is shut up, dude. Now, what you got going there is the delusion that you got something figured out, and literally, I can tell you for absolute sure that you have nothing figured out whatsoever. You're way behind the bell curve there.
Really? I've got nothing figured out.
Not a damn thing.
Right. Well, that's just empty rhetoric, isn't it, Sort?
No, I will exemplify it, but you will try to overtalk it, so I don't really care to try.
Well, like I said, it's empty rhetoric.
No, it's just stuff you're gonna overtalk.
Really?
Yes.
So you've made a claim that I haven't got anything figured out.
You believe you understand the globe model. No, and then you make this mistake. What are you, 5 years old, dude?
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Like telling me you can drive a car and then
I'll show you.
The wall, dude.
I'll show you, and then
not
I'll
even
leave.
trying.
So there's 9 bodies in the heliocentric model.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
No, well, there's not.
What are you defining a body?
How many are there?
There's an infinite amount of moving objects in the heliocentric model. Asteroids, space debris, there's moons, there's all kinds of shit moving around.
The heliocentric model exists in the vast cosmos. We're not talking about the cosmos.
There's even more objects.
We're talking about the 9 rotating bodies that are orbiting our sun, which is a star, apparently.
Yes, apparently.
Of a certain size, at a certain distance, traveling at a certain speed. It has a gravitational vector.
So right there, Merl, you're demonstrating that you understand an orbit and that something could be still while orbiting something else. And yet you get this wind thing wrong. What the hell are you on about?
It's called a solar system.
Yeah, well, clearly you're not making much of a system of it now, are you?
The solar system is a minute part of the Milky Way galaxy.
Yes, well, let's go down the scale, not up the scale, Merl. That's better.
The solar system isn't hard to figure out. There's a central light with bodies orbiting the fucking thing. What's so hard to understand about that?
Things and getting them semi-right.
Even a child can understand that.
Oh, they me that you know anything. You literally just got the wind wrong.
No. There's a light bulb, and then you use a word called gravity, and everything orbits it because of this word.
Mm-hmm.
That's your heliocentric model, sort. Cope more.
What of it?
It's a joke.
Well, joke is a word. You saying this word, therefore something doesn't really make it anything.
You think that there's some vast network of intelligence here?
Well, I know
a worm probably has more intelligence than the heliocentric model, bro. A leaf on a tree.
Well,
a human being thought this up. A human being thought this up.
Well, as we understand
in the dark, probably
knowledge.
wanking on acid.
Made this a conversation.
Can we move it along, please? Yeah, can we get to the point eventually?
Well, Sort thinks that he's a big dick because he understands heliocentrism.
Now, Mel, that
thinks he can talk down to me and call me the fucking scum of existence because I don't believe in it.
No. Because you don't understand it, yet insist you
and
do.
You cunts are fucking here supporting him, putting me down.
That we are, yes.
Fuck you, Sort. Go crawl in your fucking hole and die, you lonely, boring old fucking cunt.
I think
like I've told you before. Don't fucking talk to me like that.
Right, go
Easy,
ahead,
man.
Sort. Did you have any response, Sort? Right. Merl, please just calm down. It's annoying.
Fuck these people. You're weak. You're not strong, guys. You just believe in a globe. That doesn't make you fucking intelligent. It's done.
It's the opposite of intelligence.
It's done.
Very
It's
opposite.
over, guys. You lost. We win.
Globe means the epitome of ignorance. It's like being a baby or a retard. You don't know anything if you're a glober. You're fucked.
You're fucked in a fantasy that you didn't even think up. You just believe in it
in a diaper
for some
thought it
reason.
up. Some guy staring at a dick in the sun thought it up before you looking at a sundial, a dick dial on a flat plane. That's how those dick dials work. You know what I mean? So some gay guy back in the past was staring at a big dick that he made out of the sand. And he said, oh, look, this big dick has a shadow. Let's worship it. Let's worship this sun dick. And then there you have a globe somehow. From a circle shadow of a sun dick moving in a circle on a flat plane. It's just weird. There is no sphere or anything. There's no sphere stars.
I didn't mute you, Sort. I didn't mute you. I didn't know you were muted. Right, go ahead.
Somebody did, and that's probably why I didn't say anything. But the whole point was, Merl is going to wind himself up and never get to any show of understanding anything. That was the whole point.
Understanding what? There is nothing to understand.
It's boring. Heliocentrism is yawn. It's fucking tired. It's dusty. Like an old fucking jacket you wouldn't even wear anymore. Like in the 80s. Like flares. Perms.
Transparent.
Out of fashion. Get with the times, guys. Sorry, damn. Get with the fucking times. Update your fucking mainframe. It's done.
There is no model, no physics, no globe, no anything. There's no physical, tangible, touchable thing you guys have about anything. When I ask you to touch it and go see it and demonstrate it, we get imagine this. From 28,000 guys, different stories of imagine what these guys imagined from what this guy imagined from what all these guys imagined. It's a good imagination, but I mean, Let's get back out of the fucking imaginary world. Let's get out of meta globe bunk and get back into the reality. Let's get out of the meta globe bunk. Let's get out of the bunk meta globe. It's bunk.
Well, you try. But you know, you're obsessing over this one word thing that nobody cares about.
What, reality? I know you don't care about reality. You should. You should care about physics, reality, and science. And another word called a lab, and it's not a dog either. Funny guys. It's a four walls, a ceiling, and a floor. Okay? That's what a lab is. Or you can go outside and you just, which would be a flat earth lab. And you can do all the flat physics you want right out inside yourself. See, you guys
in your backyard.
One word. You guys are stuck.
Nobody's all that impressed that you run a meth lab, okay? And can we move on to something that you think you can establish?
Yeah, spherical ball of water out of my freezer. Why doesn't it hold its shape when I put it on the counter? Where does gravity melt away to? I got a big ass ball of ice. Took it out of the freezer. It was a sphere, right? Everything in nature is supposed to be gravitationally gravitized into a sphere, right? So I got your sphere ice ball sitting on my counter, and after a couple minutes, like a Jeopardy song, it melts and turns flat. Why didn't gravity save it?
It turned into a very large sphere.
Why didn't No, it didn't, retard. It turned away from the sphere. It left the spherical shape, you dumb bastard. Shut the fuck up.
Because every time, Merl.
Why is it not still a sphere?
It is.
Mars,
Why is it not still
Mars,
a sphere?
Venus, and Mercury.
It's a very, very large sphere.
An atom or a proton or a molecule.
Planet Earth.
Yeah, it's about the size of Earth. There's that.
Reality, motherfucker. Here where we're at. Not your cartoon, whatever the fuck you just said. Reality. An ice ball does not hold its shape. Where did gravity go? How did a non-force like heat move your fucking ice ball and change its shape? What controlled the shape of that? Definitely not gravity.
That's a mystery, man.
Definitely not gravity. Where did gravity go? Where did your Cotton Eye Joe fucking center of mass, holding mass and keeping mass formed as a mass of a sphere, where did that go? How can you have an Earth one of those if you can't even have one on your fucking counter? If you can't do a 2-foot one, you definitely aren't doing a 24,000 mile one, stupid. Do you understand how this works?
I can actually do one, I think. I have a basketball here. I put it on the counter.
Make it of ice.
Okay, so it's a basketball. It remains. Okay, it's a basketball. It remains.
We need water.
Sorry, Dimok. So we have a basketball.
We don't live on a basketball. We live on water. Sorry. No, don't be sorry.
Yeah,
reality.
He's not going to let you.
Stop running.
All right.
No.
Demo.
You don't live on a fucking plastic ball,
Demo.
idiot.
Last warning.
Last warning. Why do you think you live on plastic, Jim?
Click.
I think we live more on plastic. Plastic is more accurate than water because ground isn't actually water if you think about it.
Which one of you lives on plastic?
And we live on ground, so plastic is more accurate than what yours.
So which one of you lives on a plastic airball hollow? Which one? I'll wait. Let's stop running from reality, guys. Stop running from science and physics. You need to take your water ball out of the freezer and see how it holds its shape. And then show us some tides, right? And a river, right? Come on, guys. Physics. Don't run from your water ball. Put a stairway on that ice ball. No, you don't want any visuals. Why do you guys run from
If I concede that we don't live on a water ball, can you show me a pizza with a river on it?
You don't have the water now? Where'd all the oceans
yes,
go?
I'm conceding that we don't live on a water ball. Now, can you show me a pizza with a river on it?
I don't live on a
cheese stuffed crust.
I don't live on a
The
pizza.
cheese stuffed crust is what
I
holds
don't
the
live
water
on a
in.
pizza, you fucking fat retard. Go get hungry somewhere else, fat boy. We're not talking about food, bitch. We're talking about dirt,
I'm not even
air,
fat, lol.
water. Fat boy. Get food out of your mind. Fucking fat ass. Go to the all you can eat. Ain't nobody live on no fucking pizza, you retard bitch. There's a
That's
fucking
exactly right, which debunks flat Earth. Thank you.
okay, retard, robot, broke, fucking Siri ass, dumb motherfucker who never made any sense in his life. Okay. Beep, up, calculation. The fuck, dude?
Looks like Devok's about to have a stroke.
No, like I'm mimicking you fucking idiots.
Getting
Is that how
stuck. His
funny you
record
guys
skipping.
sound? It's funny how you guys sound, huh, when I mimic you. Sounds like you guys already had the stroke because you don't know why a ball doesn't hold its shape.
Hey Devok, have you learned how to spell physics yet?
Have you learned how to spell ice, water, ball?
Yes.
Those are 3 simple words. Well, go
Yes
do
to
some
all
physics
3.
with them. Go do some physics with them and film yourself, and we'll get back to you when you do. Reality hater. We'll get back to you when you film something.
You haven't learned how to spell physics.
You don't know how to spell reality on film, bitch. All you know how is run from physics, run from reality, run from the forensic ice ball.
Better than running from a spelling bee.
You're running from physics, bitch. Shut up, no globe. What? You can't spell globe anymore because it doesn't exist?
Sure can.
Do it with ice water and show us. Show us. Show us how your water ball stays ice and stays water and stays in a fucking ball form like you think your planet does. We'll wait.
But Demok, we can write a coherent sentence with no spelling mistakes.
Don't wait. We wouldn't like to waste your time. You could just go.
That's all you do is waste time, you dumb
We'll
cunt.
let you know. We'll call you,
Demok. Here other than wasting time.
We'll call you if we have an answer. How about that?
We'll have our people get in touch with your people.
So if you want to touch anything or do real physics, you'll call me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Our people will call
So
your
what you want to
people.
do real physics?
We'll arrange a meeting.
So when you put down the crayon, right?
Brilliant.
So when you get done with the crayon, or you get older than a 3rd grader, or get the comprehension of a dog's ass, that's when you'll call me? Okay. Stop
Does
running.
that work for you?
Jim, reality's just a walk away outside your door, retard.
How can we miss you, Demok, if you won't go away?
How come you don't know what grass looks like or dirt? How come you've never touched dirt or grass or water, Jim?
What?
Why is that?
Are you talking about dirt again?
How come you've never
You're
touched
always
any?
talking about dirt.
Because you eat it and you don't know what it is.
It's like watching Cool Hand Luke over and over again.
It's like watching you eat mud pies that you don't have, that don't exist, like mud balls, right? Dirt balls of water that you don't even know what the fuck they are, right? Like ice balls of water that you don't have, that don't exist anywhere, that you can't keep them holding their shape, right? Right? Because the super force of gravity, fucking temperature, changes your ice ball world into nothing, right? Into flat reality. Kind of odd. The spherical shape does not hold. It is not a good shape. It is a non-existent shape, as a matter of fact. So once you guys find a fucking sphere somewhere, that's when you need to let us know, retard.
So moon doesn't exist.
So what? What'd you do, cartooner?
Hey, you want a spear in reality? Look up at night.
You don't know what reality is. You cannot turn your video on. You are allergic to playing video and a video camera. A camcorder is beyond your comprehension. All Globers are too fucking retarded to use a video camera. You shut up, you retarded non-video camera using fuck.
Shut up.
You non-video user. Is that what non-proofers say? Is that what people that get put in jail for life that don't have any evidence say? That don't have any real proof of anything? That can't show you nothing? That just want to tell you a fucking story? Your Honor, believe me. But believe me. But because. But and I say, Well, this one guy told me this one time about a story about this. Can you do it? No.
Denmark. I have a question.
Go to
What's the shape of the moon?
Jail time.
In your
Jail
opinion?
time, liar. Jail time. You just get jail time for lying.
What's the shape of the moon?
Show me one. Make
Well,
me
when
one.
you look at the moon,
what the fuck? What moon are you talking about?
the one we have in our sky that we all look at. I'm just actually curious.
Imagination. Stop asking me about what you imagine. You need to visually.
The moon that we all look at.
What is a moon? What the fuck
you're just a troll,
are you talking about?
You can't answer it.
Bare ass.
You're just a troll.
What is the moon, you fucking retard?
When people drop their drawers and show their butt to you.
Yeah, okay, that's a cool story, bitch. So that's what we're talking about? So that made no fucking sense, just like your question awakened. What is the moon?
What shape is it? What shape does it appear to be?
I don't know. You didn't make one. You haven't presented a moon. I don't know what.
Look at it.
Look at what? What is it?
The moon.
You're a fucking retard, vague, dumb cunt. I'm not looking at it, bitch. It is a clown. Fuck you. What is a moon? You don't know what it is. How are you asking me the shape of something you can't present? You just want to point your finger and say, look somewhere? Are you fucking retarded, dude?
So by asking what is a moon, you're trying to play dumb, but you're just playing retarded right now, dude.
The dumbest non-IQ having.
Never go full retard, Demok.
I don't think he's playing.
Hey, look at that tree. It must be a sphere. Hey, look at that rainbow. It must be some kind of weird fucking shape I can't imagine.
Hold on, Demok. Hold on, Demok. I think you made a critical mistake.
You have a rainbow moon. Your rainbow moon.
What?
You haven't presented one.
What tree, Demok? What tree?
What is a rainbow moon?
Present a tree for me. Make it from clay if you want to. What tree?
Are there any better flat tards? We've got gin.
I can't present a tree to you because you can't leave your fucking ward. You are strapped to a bed, dude. How can I present anything to you?
I would be interested in what Jen's opinion of this rant is.
Yeah, what do you think, Jen?
100% brilliant.
Would you say that Demok is a good force for the flat Earth?
1 million.
Even flat earthers are stumped.
He represents them.
I represent reality. I don't know why this keeps asking me about what he imagines. Hey, Demok, do you believe in a unicorn in my closet? Look, you can see it. Look, I can point to the picture.
Was that a seal? Was that a seal barking?
Does a flat fucking picture tell you anything? No. Pictures are worthless. Burn them. You fucking lying cunts. That's what liars use. Real people use video, uncut, nonstop.
Ignore the black swan.
It's too complex. Video. I've never heard of such a thing.
Why are you talking like this?
Black swan dismissed.
No. Why would we use that for science?
Oh my god, what is that? Terrible noise. Anyway. Oh yeah, Jin's unmuted. We're good to go then. All right. Thank you very much, Demok. It's been lovely. See you tomorrow.
I like it.
Can you imagine Demok playing dumb?
Until we get to talk to Jin again. That's nice. And then you mute Demok. Nice.
We're doing one mad ranty person at a time tonight. See how that works.
We're subbing Jin for Demok.
Like somebody called in the relief pitcher. We need the righty from the bullpen, please.
It's a tough act to follow, though.
I feel like I've earned a takeaway today.
And I think we're getting to listen to Jin do his laundry.
I think the dragon is going to wander to me. That is, I'm going to order a takeaway from the one. Oh, no, I'm not. That's the wrong one. It's some sort of dragon.
Chinese.
Can't remember what dragon it is. Jade dragon. Is that it? That's the one. Right.
You know, it was a question about what is the moon, but okay, I am able to respond what is the moon, but it is a flat earther
He's
who's
just
gonna be.
playing dumb, Dakotas.
I know, but as a game, it is a flat earther. Because for me, it's not a problem to respond what is the moon with mass, how we have been calculated the mass, what is the structure from where we have been calculated everything. Yeah, but it is a flat earther who's gonna explain already or to put in a sentence what is the moon. Just
it would be funny to see Denmark be arrested by cops, and cops would say, "Police, open the door," and Denmark goes, "What's a door? I don't know what a door is."
Put your hands up. What are hands up?
Gene, I think you're talking, but you're muted to me or you're muted to the server. What's happened?
He's not muted. It could be he loses his connection, doesn't he?
Maybe. Because it's turning to green, and after that
No, guys, be nice to Jen. He's watching his favorite show, The Spin Cycle.
Oh,